Hi, everybody. I'm so excited to have each of you guys join us for this roundtable for Black History Month. So excited to get a chance to just sit down with everybody amid this wonderful month and hear from each of you guys and your stories. Without further ado, let's do a couple of introductions, starting with Miss Kiera.
My name is Kiera Glover. I graduated from the team 2016, officially graduated 2017.
My name is Haley Garner. I graduated from the team in 2020.
I'm Leah. I'm a junior.
My name is Frankie Price, and I'm also a junior.
All righty. Well, hello, everyone. If you don't know me, Kyle Bryant, assistant coach, new on the block, new kid on the Arkansas block. But let's get going. A couple of these questions are just to get to know a little bit about you guys' stories and just to give people an insight to what impact you guys have brought to not only this program, but the community in itself. And so I'm going to start with super basic question, but how did you get your start in gymnastics? And I'm going to start with Kiera, since she is the OG.
I am the grandma. Okay,
yes.
So from what I'm told is that me and my sister are 10 years apart. So my sister was in gymnastics, and she went to cheerleading, and I think I was following her. But I also was kind of like bouncing off the walls and getting hurt at home. So she basically put me in gymnastics to, for lack of better words, get me out of her hair. And then I stuck to
it. Love it. Oh my gosh. Haley, you're next.
I also would not stop moving. I got put in gymnastics when I was close to 2. I just kept climbing on everything. So it was just best for them to put me in a controlled environment.
Everybody just bouncing off the walls. Leah?
So I did a lot of sports. I tried soccer, and then I did swimming, and then I started gymnastics when I was like 7. So then I did swimming and gymnastics for a little bit. And then my parents were like, you got to choose one. So then I picked gym, but I started pretty late. Like I was like 7. So.
Okay.
So basically, I come from a pretty athletic family. My dad did baseball. Mom was a cheerleader, and cheer and gym are kind of the same. So I think after cheer, she kind of just put me and my sisters in gymnastics, and then just saw a lot of progress within like Miami classes and from there. So just stuck with it. Yeah.
I love it. So consensus, if we weren't bouncing off the walls, the family was super athletic and just followed suit. I'm so glad that your stories just kind of flowed in that way. But when you guys were each in gymnastics, when did you first see yourself represented within gymnastics in itself? And I'll randomize that. Who wants to start with that? You got it.
So because I started so young, I obviously it's not very represented in minorities, like even like with gymnastics in general, but I probably started seeing a lot of people being represented, honestly, by the time I got to Gym Star. So I was around 7 or 8. And there were probably 6 out of the whole team there. So that was new, but definitely that's where I started.
And how did that make you just kind of feel once you were around more people that looked like you? And
I guess it's one of those things where, before you get to that point, you don't really think about it as being somewhere that you're not being represented. And then once I got there, it was really awesome just to be able to like talk about, like how we grew up. And it's just like a very specific way that we grew up, and being able to talk about this and this like common ground with my teammates was very new, and obviously it was beneficial. So yeah.
Love it. Nice. Anybody else want to take that question?
I think for me, I'm born and raised in Oklahoma. The only gym I went to was Dynamo. So honestly, I think the first time I saw somebody to look up to was Dominique Dawes. And then, but I was just like, I've always been like one of two, one of three. I know. I love her too. We all love her.
Yes, we all love her.
Yeah, we all love her.
Trailblazer.
But I don't think until I was older, like almost like graduated, that I realized like there was not a lot of us in, you know, college or in certain states in college. I honestly, sounds really bad. I didn't know I was the first Black gymnast until I was getting interviewed for Black History. I think in my like delusional head, I'm just like, there's no way. Cause you know, in my head, I'm like, there's no way. Like I was like they had to stop because I was like, there's no way. I'm like, it's 2013. There's no way in my head. So I think I didn't actually, I might have been living in a bubble, or I'm not sure. I might be just used to it and I'm not thinking about it. But yeah, I thought that was quite crazy a little bit because I'm like, this is 2013, 2014. I'm like, there's no way. Like, you know, but
Well, it's one of those things where when there isn't representation already, it kind of is hard to, even if they might have had like interest prior, it's kind of hard to see yourself in a space like that because you don't necessarily, it's not like you, right, like it's not like you didn't think about it or like
yeah,
all this, you know, all this time, but it's more of like a, oh, I guess like I would have been more inclined if somebody else were there that looked just like me, but what an awesome opportunity that you were just like, I don't even know, because you're like, these are my sisters, and we're just trucking along. I love that. Frankie, Leah?
Up until like my senior year of high school, I was like the only Black kid at the gym. There was maybe 3 of us at my first gym, but I can remember watching like Gabby Douglas in the Olympics, and that was pretty cool. But when I switched gym senior year, there was like so many Black girls, and I was like, I didn't even know this many people in Texas that were Black to gymnastics, but like it was just great to be around a lot of like really good gymnasts that were also Black. And I think that helped me just like coming into college, like be like proud of like who I am and like know that I can be great, because like all these girls at this gym are like so amazing, because like the whole elite group basically was just Black. There was maybe one white girl, and I was just like, wow, so many great gymnasts, and they look just like me. But that was the first time I'd been at practice or at a gym where there was more than like 2 of us.
For me, I would say I grew up with like my mom constantly teaching me about like going to an HBCU or something like that. So I think that was kind of instilled in my head at a very young age. And from then on out, it was kind of just like me and my sister going to practice together. And I think learning about that from a young age, and then just continuing to show every day to practice with my sister, because like we weren't the only ones, but like it was very few. But knowing that I had my little sister with me was also a big deal. And then when I committed to Arkansas, actually, I was like curious who all was like on the team. And actually my sister Haley up there, I was like, oh my gosh, like, yeah, she looks like me. And I was like planning on really looking up to her. And I would always watch her videos the most because I was like, I love her. Like, yeah. But yeah, I knew like ever since I committed, I would have to like kind of lead on her and Jordan to just kind of, you know, make my stance when I got here. So yeah.
Sweet. Yeah. Isn't it awesome how once you have that representation, how it just like boosts your confidence and you're like, wow, not only do I have somebody to look up to, or I've found somebody to look up to, but there are a slew of young girls who are going to be looking up to me in that same way. And so hats off to you guys for just recognizing that and then knowing like I got to do something with this platform. And so getting into that, each of you guys holds just some very impactful and powerful and dynamic history at the University of Arkansas. Kiara, with you being the first one, but not only that, you just having just a serious spirit of fortitude and of toughness, just with your overall story. And so I wanted to ask you a little bit about just, I know like during like the summer of 2013, you underwent an open heart surgery to work on 2 heart aneurysms discovered during a mandatory EKG testing. And you completely just paved the way, not only gymnastically, but attitude wise and with your character. And so what was that like just for you to have such an incredible story and then coming to the University of Arkansas and the impact you think that made?
Yeah, it was very interesting because, till this day, the schools still don't do, mandatory eco scans. And honestly, it's so weird how everything just like packs after another, because the person who passed away before me was the football player who passed away on the field. And then that year that I came in, which was second semester, is when we started doing eco scans. So after we went through a whole season, I was wearing a heart monitor. They just didn't know what was going on. And I ended up at like the 5th hospital we went to was my mom's hospital, actually, which was in Oklahoma. It's insane. Like, and they took they couldn't find any scans. They did the scan when they take the little tube and go down your throat. And then the very last one is when like they knock you out and there's like a camera that goes up your hip. And like I come to like in the little area and they're like, we're gonna have to have emergency surgery. You had 2 aneurysms, one had already burst. And I was already blessed to be alive. Like, I don't even know, like literally if I would have went anywhere else, I would not even be talking to you guys right now, which is like so like it's insanity to me even to this day. So I never thought that like I was just going to medical after. That was like never my thought process. My thought process was to, come back, do what I can do. I'm very lucky that the events that I specialized on were not like impact events. So I came back at the end of sophomore, which was insane because I didn't think I was gonna be able to come back that year. It was really insane. I came back and, gymnastics was a little bit different. I had never had, I'm very blessed. I've never had like mental blocks or things like that. I was never really scared of skills. I think that's a lot to do with how you're raised in the gym. But when I came back, I was not, I was like, I'm scared to fall. Like, I've never fallen on a Jaeger, but I'm scared to fall because if I fall, it's not going to feel good. I'm scared of landing in an overshoot. Like, I was just scared of those things. But I think with help with the Arkansas department, therapists helping me through, I'm an advocate for that. And my teammates, like, I was like not, my personality, I was just like not feeling the tea. And they were sending me gifts at home. And I'm like, y'all are here having the, summer and I'm in the house, stuck up in the house for 4 months. What am I going to do with this little care package? Like, and I was like, y'all out here having, summertime fine. I'm out here looking like a skeleton in my mom's house. So I have to commend my teammates because I was not the tea. I was not a fun person to be around in that moment. But at the time, Renee was the coach there and she was at the hospital. Mark was at the hospital. So like I'm very blessed to have all those people. All my club coaches were at the hospital to be there for me. And my mom, love her to death. She was just, having a panic attack. She's like, my sister can't get here. My sister can't get here. I'm like, girl, we having the surgery, girl. But I'm just very like nonchalant, and I think that's what is a little bit off-putting because I'm not like freaking out. It's like, to me, it's like it is what it is. Life is short. You got to do what you got to do. If I can't come back, that's God's will. I can't come back, but I'm gonna try my hardest, and I did. And I am very thankful to have gone to Arkansas because I don't know where I'd be. I don't know. Scary thoughts.
Oh my gosh. But like you said, what a blessing for you to have gone through such a intense scenario and then for you to come back from that, like
Mhm.
I can tell you right now, there are many gymnasts, both young and I'm sure at that time, like at your same level, that were like, man, like that girl is awesome. Like even your team,
Mhm.
what a
Yeah.
testament to them for them to be like, oh, I need to just suck it up because if
Right.
I can do it, surely it can be
Surely
done.
I can get through a broken toe.
Surely I can get
No, I'm
through it.
just kidding.
Oh my gosh, what a powerful thing. Oh my goodness. And speaking of other powerful things, Miss Garner. This girl with the school's bar record, a trailblazer also, just with setting standards, making impacts, putting a stamp on things. Haley, how does it feel to have it made your mark in Arkansas gymnastics?
Well, it feels good. I honestly, it's one of those things where like I truly swear by Arkansas. It's like one of those things where I really do stand behind Arkansas. So it's really nice to obviously like have that record and be at a program that I actually believe in. And yeah, honestly, that's really it.
I love it. I love it. And
Yeah.
Arkansas loves you.
Love y'all always.
Oh my gosh. Leah, with another impactful career you've had so far. You're going to continue to do so, but you are also the only person that has a perfect score currently with your Yurchenko full. And so how does it feel to know that you've started the beginning of leaving your mark on this program? Not only that, you and Frankie are both highly involved and co-founders of Black, correct? Yeah, yeah. And so not only have you guys made an impact on this team, but the community. And so yeah, Leah, like, how does that feel, girl? Paving the way,
Feels good. I mean, I just am like grateful for like the team and the coaches that I have because they make me feel confident in myself, and that was like the only way that I could, do the vault like the best I could do it. And yeah, I don't know. Just happy to be here.
Oh my gosh, Frankie, what about you? Setting you also had the school's floor record. So take a
Thank
name,
you.
your record.
Yeah, happy to be here, grateful to be here. I think being able to express my personality through my floor routine and being able to like add in like the fist and things that represent Black culture in there was also super fun and important to include. Because like I get a lot of hype with my floor routine, and part of it is like the music that I use that like older people would know of, and then like with my fists and stuff, I'm just able to add in little things that just add on to who I am and what I stand for and what I bring to this program. So I think it's really fun that I get to hold that record as well as do my favorite events with Leah over here on the team.
And then follow-up question for both Leah and Frankie, just with what does it do for you to have a teammate on the team with you currently that looks like you and understands like the culture and what you go through on a daily basis and just your history and everything like that? Like does that make you how does that make you feel to know that you've got that person that's right there next to you day in and day out?
I think it's great because, sometimes I could talk to Frankie about, things that we would know about. And then I can also like come to her when I'm like, what should I do about this or this? And we can like, brainstorm and just like talk things through. And I think that's great to have when she's like actually here. Because I know like Haley and Kira, like y'all were the only ones like at that specific time. So I think it's great that, me and Frankie can do all this stuff together. Like we can show like our culture through our floor routines and just help our team like just like understand and like embrace like Black culture, and the team is so great about that, and I love that, and I'm just like grateful to have teammates who will like support us through like anything. And we've done a lot with our equality meet and like just Black, and it's great to have someone on the team who has like the same drive, and we're both so passionate about all that stuff.
Yeah, I agree. Leah is my sister, and it's been really fun just having a buddy to just go through life with who is just kind of like on the same wavelength as I am, like mindset wise. Like when I first committed in here and I was going to be the only one, it was a little scary. And I didn't really see a problem with it because it wasn't like a bad thing, but I was just like, okay, this is going to be a little different. I'm going to have to adjust. But then Leah came and I was like, I'm going to have a sister. Like, I'm going to be great. And like ever since then, it's just been like, if I need something, I normally go to Leah. Like if something comes up, something needs to be said about maybe like our culture or something like that, I go to Leah first. Like it's just great to have that just partner and best friend that I can lean on for anything. And I also think it's great that I'm holding these records with Leah here because it really just makes a statement about how powerful Black women are.
And I love that you ended on that, because my very last question is, what advice would you give to any young Black gymnasts or just athletes in general that you live and breathe by? That's empowering.
You want me to go?
Oh, you can. Everybody's gonna go.
Okay. I would say take it day by day and to remember that you're in the right place at the right time because, everyone has a plan. And leaving that up to God is what's always helped me, and just believing that this is my team and this is who I'm with. So I'm where I'm supposed to be, and you got to trust in that.
I think it's just that, like, to me, I want to show like little Black girls and gymnasts that like you can get to this point and you can like use your voice like to speak on certain things. And I think like having the fist in my routine is something that's very special because it stands for something really important. And just like all the things we've done with like lift every voice and sing, like you can be great and you can also like just invite more people to just learn about new things, and like you can use your voice, and I think that's really great. And yeah, I mean,
That's that. Yeah.
I think I just recently started full-time coaching a couple of years ago, and this gym has the same thing, one of two
Yeah.
of three. There's only a couple, and I think now that I'm coaching, representation is everything, and even the little things like the little girl about her hair. She has gorgeous hair. Of course, at that age, you don't think so. But man, she has a head full of hair and she's like, I just want it to be straight. Things like that. I think representation is so important because she is around a lot of, people that aren't even of color whatsoever. So I think representation, and what I like to go by, and I always say in the gym is, let God be your guide, because you are where you are and where you're supposed to be in this moment. And I think a little things have changed as that now that I'm becoming a coach and, coaching 7, 8, 10-year-olds and all the way up to 16-year-olds, is that representation is more important than you think. And I didn't know that until I start, you start hearing what the kids are saying, and some stuff are alarming and you have to take a step back. And I talk to my mom almost every day about it, because we were the gymnast, but she was the mom. She knew everything outside of what was going on. And I'm blessed to have that person to talk to, because sometimes I'm just like, I don't even know what to say to that. Like,
Right.
They're so different now. This generation's so different now. And so, yeah, I would just say, let go and let God. Let go and let God.
Oh my God. Come on. Come on. Miss Haley, what advice
I
did you give?
obviously I obviously agree with everything everybody else said, but I think that the biggest thing is just to like embrace your identity and make sure that you know, like you bring such a unique perspective to the sport
Yeah.
where, you know, you might be like the only Black girl or, you know, one of few, but honestly, just the fact that you can have that positive impact on the sport no matter what, and you have a long pathway of Black gymnasts that are there for you to reach out to, or if you need advice or anything like that. I think that it's very important to find those role models and to know that you are seen and you are represented in the sport of gymnastics and you are one of the more to come. So yeah, it's the biggest thing.
Oh my gosh, so beautifully said. Yes. Yes. Completely agree. Well, guys, that is all I have for you today. But thank you so much for your time. What you've done for this program. It is so appreciated, more than you guys even think that it is. Even if it just seems like so little, but man, you guys completely have paved the way. You're continuing to pave the way for many to come, and your impact it's incredible.